Okay, I'm going to do a quick overview of how to create grading groups in Schoology and how also to set up messaging groups. You will want to refer to this document that I sent out. I shared this with everybody. I also sent it as a PDF file. So you do want to pay attention to everything that's highlighted in bold red. Those are really important ways that you have to set up the name of your groups, and also some very important things that you will need to do as you're using the program that you need to pay attention to. There are lots of screenshots in here that should help you, that show you how different things operate and where things are located if you're not that familiar with those screens. So you may want to open that up and take a look at it. There is a link here to how to set up grading groups on Schoology's site, but it's not set up with a lot of the things that we have. I tried to make the video so that you can actually see a Gananda page in use. So going back to Schoology, first things first, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done, and then how to do it. So these are my courses. These are my two high school chorus sections. So the number 0511B has to do with the syncing to Infinite Campus, so it really means nothing to you. The important part is whatever your course is called, whether it's Math 1, Math 2, Algebra 1, Algebra 3. That's really the important part that you're looking for. So I'll open up this course, which is all set at the high school. And don't pay attention to my grade book when I open it, because we changed a whole bunch of things around. But if I go to the members page, and if you haven't spent a lot of time here, this is where you're going to do your grading groups. These are all the members of Chorus 1, so Group 1 that the guidance department has set up. And you'll notice that there's a new feature here. Underneath each name is a gray box with the name of the grading group that I've put them in. So by looking at the list, I can see that Milana is remote, that Carly is Monday A through K. If I come down here to somebody L through Z, Josephine is Wednesday L through Z, Noah is remote. I can see that right in the list. These are my grading groups over here on the side, and if I click on those, I can see just my Monday A through K group, my Wednesday L through Z group, and my remote group only, and it only brings up those students. So this is where you're going to set up those grading groups. You can create any grading groups you want. So you can do it like I did and just break them out by days, or the remote students. You can set them up to have a group of students that needs extra support, and pull kids from the entire class for whatever you need, from whether they're A through K or L through Z or remote. Completely up to you how you want to do that. Okay. In your grade book, what you're going to see is columns for each one of the assignments that you've set up separately. And you'll notice, for example, this was an assignment I set up for just the remote students that's due today. And all the students who are not in the remote group are grayed out, and the students who are in the remote group have a grade available for them. Okay. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to, once you set up your grading groups, you don't have to manually copy grades. Anything you enter for those students goes directly into your main grade book. So go back here to my grade book again. You'll also see a new drop-down box right here at the top left, where I can see all the members of the class, or I can see just the Monday A through K kids, or the Wednesday L through Z kids, or the remote students only. And again, you can set up as many groups as you want and put whoever you want in it. So now if I come in here and give Milana a grade of 100 for this remote assignment, if I go back to all members, you'll see that that grade automatically transferred over to the main grade book. So you don't have to do anything at the end of the 10 weeks. It'll automatically sync from this master grade book, and everything you put in the grading groups will link up for you. You don't have to do anything manually. Okay? For creating materials, you'll be able to go in, so when I add materials, I can add an assignment, add a test, all the things that you normally could do. So if I create, actually I'm going to create an assignment because I need to show you something important. If I create an assignment, I can give it a name, so I'm just going to call this a bogus name, just so it's easy to see and find. Give it a due date of next Wednesday. Give it a grading category. I'm just going to call it a remote assignment to save some time. And then this is the important part, and this is bolded in red in those instructions. You need to click the lock and unlock this before you individually assign it. You can still assign it without unlocking it, but the problem is going to happen at the end of the 10-week marking period when they go to sync. If you haven't unlocked this assignment, the grades may not transfer over into Infinite Campus. Okay, I had that happen last year, so you want to make sure that you click the lock and that it's unlocked before you move any further. Then you can click on this individually assign button, and you'll see this box pop up that tells you to begin typing the name of a course member or a grading group. So you can individually assign to a student. If I want to assign this to just Carly, I can do that here. Or if I want to assign it to a group, I just type HS, and I can choose my high school course remote and come down and click create. And it's only going to create that assignment just for my remote group. And you see underneath it, it says it's assigned to one group. If I go back over to my gradebook, you'll see that this has now shown up in my grading column, and it's only available to the remote students. The rest of the students are grayed out. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'll show you how to set that up in just a moment. The groups, the messaging groups, are separate. So when you message from within your group, so if I go back to my regular course and I click on course options, and you've all done this before, and click send message, these drop downs do nothing. So even if you choose members, it doesn't change what you're doing. You're sending it to all the members in the class at the same time. Okay? You can't message individual groups of people from within your courses. So you have to go over here to the groups header, and these are my groups that I've set up. Okay, to make it easy for me, I set up a Monday chorus, Tuesday chorus, Wednesday chorus, Thursday chorus, because at the high school it's broken into 4 separate groups. I set up a 5th group for just the remote students. The advantage to this is I can take the remote students from chorus 1 and chorus 2 and put them together into a single messaging group. So I can send a message to just them and not the rest of the group. And then I also set up a group for full chorus, which combines chorus 1, A through K, and chorus 2, L through Z, into a single messaging group. So I can send a message to everyone all at once. And this also includes the remote students in it. At the middle school, I did a group for Monday, Tuesday for periods 4 and 9, Music 6, and Wednesday, Thursday for Music 6, periods 4 and 9, L through Z, and then a full remote for the Music 6 students. So I have 3 groups, 3 messaging groups at the middle school. When you use these, if I click on this for Monday, this group will show up, and you'll notice that there's no grade book or anything because this is just a group of people, and it has 15 members in it. So when I go to group options and send message, I'll get the same box that you're used to, but when I send this message, it's only going to these 15 people. It's not going to anyone else. If I go back to groups and I click on Tuesday and I go to group options, send message, it's only going to go to the 21 members that are showing up in this group. So that, and you can create as many messaging groups as you want. So you can make messaging groups for, again, if you have students that are falling behind and need extra support, you can create a group that's called Support Group Algebra 1. Whatever you want to do, you can set those up here. So let me show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. I'm going to go back to courses. I set up a demo class called High School Chorus Demo 1. And where you're going to set up those groups is in the Members page, so you're going to click on Members. So this is my high school chorus 1 demo group. I'm using students from the high school chorus. They know I've been kind of moving them around all week, so they're used to it. So I've just added a couple of people to this. You would have a list of everyone who's in your class, all right? And this list would be populated by the guidance department, so you don't have to add members to your class. They're already there. But I want to create some grading groups for this. So I want to be able to message a couple of the students separately from everyone else. And again, if you have a whole list of students, this would make a lot more sense, like you saw my whole list for chorus. I'm just going to show you how to do it real quick. So I come over here to my grading groups on the right-hand side, and I'm going to click Add Grading Group. And let's say I want to have a group that I need to have a little extra support. So I'm going to call this High School Chorus 1. I'm going to use HS if I'm at the high school, MS if I'm at the middle school, ES if I'm at the elementary school. The tech department would like you to mark everything with those 3 designations so that it's easy for them to sort when they go down through a list if they're looking for something. And I'm going to call this HS Chorus 1 because this is the class Chorus 1 that the guidance department set up for me. And I'm going to call this HS1 Support. And I'm going to add Milana and Gabby to this group and create a grading group for them. Okay, and you'll notice that they show up with this little black or this little gray box underneath that shows that they are in this group. Let's add another group over here. So I'm going to add a grading group. Let's say I've got students that want to work on solos. So I'm going to call it HS Chorus 1 again, and we'll call this group Solos. And Gabby and Carly want to work on solos, but Milana doesn't, so I want to be able to set things up for the 2 of them. I click Create Grading Group again. Now you see both groups over here. You'll notice that Gabby's in both of these groups, and Carly's in solos, and Milana is in support. If I click on just one of these, it'll show me the students that are in those groups. If I go back over here to all, it'll show me all the members that are in that class. Then when I assign materials to them, so I go to Add Materials and I go to Add Assignment or Add Test, whatever I want to do. Again, you can call it whatever you want. So I'm going to call this a bogus thing. I'm going to give it a due date of next, well, let's go all the way out to the 30th. We'll create a new grading thing in here. We'll call this Solos. And I'll go back down here and I'm going to individually assign this to the solos group. So I'm going to say HS Chorus 1 Solos and create. And it's going to assign that, once I'm done with it, to only that group that's there. So that individually assign button at the bottom is how you're going to do it. If there's a lock there, make sure you click on the lock and choose to unlock it before you actually add, individually assign it to a group. And then once you're done with that, again, this will eventually show up. If I go through all the steps to create this, this will show up in my grading book. And you'll notice that Milana is grayed out because I didn't assign that to her. But Carly and Gabby have grading spots open for them. Okay? So the messaging groups, also pretty easy. Now, this dashboard that comes up only shows you the top 12 groups. All right, over here on the right, you may not even know this is here. If you click on My Groups, this will bring up a list of all the groups you belong to. And again, you may not know that you can reorder the groups, and that's how you put them in order. At the top 12, you drag the top 12 to the top of your list, and then all the other groups that appear below the line are not seen in that dashboard. You're still a member of these groups, but they're just not there. So if I put Tuesday in front of Monday and I close this and go back to groups, you'll see that Tuesday is now in front of Monday. So that's how you reorder your dashboard if you want to be able to do that. I also created some custom pictures. If you click on any one of these, you can go up here into this window and click on Edit Picture and either choose one of these designs that they have or upload your own picture. I just created these in Google Slides and dropped them up here. It just makes it a lot easier for me to look at these groups and see what my messaging groups are without using the generic blue. If you don't do that, all of them are going to look like this. They're all going to have that generic blue color to them. Okay, so to create groups, you click on the groups, drop down at the top, come over here to My Groups, click on Create Group. And again, the tech department has asked that you give them a name that makes some sense. So start with HS, MS, or ES. Give it a name that goes along with whatever your class is. So Algebra 1, Science 3, whatever it's called. So I'm going to call this HS Chorus 1. And this is my new solo group. So I'm going to call this HS Chorus 1 Solo. This is important. Make sure you choose group instead of organization. If you leave it set at organization, it doesn't do anything wrong. It's just that everybody sees your group. And if all of us start creating 5, 6, 7 groups apiece, we're all going to see this huge list of groups that are available in here when you go click on the School Groups tab. If you click on Groups, this keeps this just to you under your group setting, and everybody else doesn't have to see all the groups that you have created. Leave this set at invite only. You don't have to select a category. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. And then click Create. And this is going to create a new group called HS Chorus 1 Solo. Notice that there's no gradebook down here because this is just a group of people. I click on Members over here. Again, go to the Members page. Click on Add Members. And again, I can choose where I'm pulling from, whether it's the middle school, high school, or the entire district. And you can also add teachers to this group. So I used Aaron as an example earlier. So if I want to have Aaron be a part of this group when I message these kids, I want him to know what's going on too. I can add Aaron to this list. And we'll go back again and add the same students, Carly and Milana. And come down here and add Gabby and click on Add Members. Now I did this way so you can see the problem that comes up. Notice that this box pops up that says 4 people were invited to the group. They will remain in pending until you withdraw the invitation or they accept it. So right now they have all been sent an invitation to join the group. The students have the option of denying or accepting that invitation. You don't want to do this because you want them to be added to the group whether they want to be added or not. Okay? And the other reason why you don't want to do this is if you make this mistake and you don't want these invitations to be out there, the only way to get rid of them is to click on Withdraw Invite Confirm, Withdraw Invite Confirm, Withdraw Invite Confirm, Withdraw Invite Confirm. And if you just did this for a class of 30 people, you're going to hate yourself. Take it from experience. I did that with a whole list of almost 100 names and didn't realize that I hadn't checked a box. So I'm going to go back to Members, Add Members. Same thing again. I'm going to go back and add Aaron to this group. And then I'm going to go back and add the same 3 students again, Carly and Milana and Gabby. And down here at the bottom is a very important box that says Add Members Without Invite. So if I click on that and click Add Members, it's going to add them to the group. It does not send them an invitation. So now if I go up here to Group Options, Send Message, I can immediately send a message to this group without waiting for them to accept my invitation. Okay? That's all there is to the messaging. Again, you can set up as many groups as you want. They are all listed. You have to click on My Groups and come over here to this list. So that new list, that new one that I just created is right here, HS Chorus 1 Solo. And you'll notice when I go back to my dashboard, it's not there because it's not in my top 12. So if I want to move it up here next to my full remote, I have to go to My Groups. I go to Reorder Groups. I come down here and find that group in my list. So it's below the line here. So HS Chorus 1 Solo, I click and grab a hold of it and slide it up and then find where I want to put it. Sometimes it's a little fussy, so I want to put it right there after full remote. And I close this box, and now when I go to my groups, Notice that I have that right there on my dashboard in the top. Okay, so that's all there is to it. It's pretty easy to use. Again, you're going to go to your courses. You're going to go to your members page to be able to set up your grading groups however you want them. Please follow the naming convention. Start with HS or MS and the general name of your course, and then you can call it anything you want after that to help you see however you want to organize them, and whatever works for you, help you see what's actually there. And then to be able to message, you're going to go to groups, go to my groups, and then create a group. And again, use the same naming convention, and you can see as I scroll down this list, all the HS ones are all combined together, and that's what the tech department really wants to be able to see, is they want to be able to see when they're searching for something, the groups all listed together without them having to search all over for it. Okay? If you have any questions, you can send me an email about it. Hopefully this helps out. There are a lot of other people who have done this and set it up pretty quickly that can answer your questions too. I know at the high school, Aaron Strasser set it up pretty quick. I know Amy Campbell set it up pretty quick at the middle school. I know Mark Weller has already been doing some of this stuff in groups. I'm pretty sure Brad Fromer's been doing them too. So there are lots of people that can answer your questions that are out there, and hopefully this helped. Have a good weekend.